Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is Zivko Stojanov and today I will be talking about Azure Active Directory B2C. In this presentation I'm going to start with what is Azure Active Directory B2C, what are the key concepts or entities on this service, how our application interacts with B2C tenant, and what are the pros and cons of this service. Let's get started. What is Azure Active Directory B2C? We have heard a lot about as a service types in cloud computing. This service is one of them. Basically, this is an identity as a service type of service in Azure, which means that Azure is going to host all the necessary components for you in order you to build application that allows users to easily and securely sign in and sign up. This service is focused on a customer, which means that we can have as many as we want to have custom applications, web applications or web APIs, and they can securely communicate to each other. Why they are focusing on this? Because when someone mentions Azure Active Directory or only Active Directory, that means that we have one enterprise application and all the users are already being created and are known, and they can securely log in into the system. But in this case, it's not like that. This service gives us flexibility to have as many custom applications as we wanted, and they can securely communicate to each other. This service also gives flexibility to our users to log in with local credentials or social account identities. Social account identities, or in short, identity providers, can be Google, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Login experience can be completely customizable depending on our needs. And this service also adheres to industry-wide standards as OpenID, OAuth, or SAML. What are the key concepts or entities on this service? We have applications, we have identity providers, user attributes, users, and user flows. Applications are not the application that we are going to develop from scratch. Let's say web API or web application or mobile. These are modal application that have authentication added to it, which means they make sure that our user can securely and easily log in into the system. Identity providers are all providers that I've said earlier in previous slide, that are Google, Facebook, Twitter, etc. For this to work, we need to have an access there to grab some credentials, keys, and integrate this tenant B2C with that identity provider. We have a user attributes. User attributes are claims that are going to be returned when the user has been successfully signed in. Then we have a user section. Users basically are listed in the Azure Blade section users located here, and these are the users who have been successfully created via this tenant. User flows. One user flow basically is a journey that users takes when signing in into your application. User flows can be divided into two subcategories: predefined and custom. Predefined are these three. We have a sign in, sign up user flow. We have edit profile and reset password flow. When the user wants to log in with already existing credentials, he can go with sign in flow. Then we have a sign up for creating a new user. User can edit his profile and reset the password. How our application interact with B2C tenant? Our application web API kicks off a sign-in flow and with a specific URL and provided a B2C policy or user flow. Our web application in this case is going to be redirected to B2C tenant, and they need, or user needs, to pre-fill all the fields that are necessary in order this step to be finished. And if it's done, the tenant B2C, basically Azure B2C, is going to return a resource token to our web application. That web application is going to securely store it somewhere and make a secure API call to our web application or secure application. By providing that verification token is going to be verified and validate. If everything is fine, the data is going to be returned back to that calling client. It also supports refresh token. Um, if the user want to have a long-lived access without relogging again, he definitely need to look for refresh token. What are the benefits of this service? Without much coding, we've received a lot. We get a lot here. We're going to secure our applications. It doesn't matter if it can be web, mobile, or a web application. It works with all of them. We have a custom logging experience, and we have an option to go with predefined accounts, social accounts. So we can skip our legacy, let's say, login way of doing the sign in and sign up. We can go with our social accounts to authenticate our users. It supports multi-factor authentication and integration with other third-party identification proofing companies. It has strong logging and auditing. And what are the drawbacks of this service? In my humble opinion, I think that the first point here that I'm going to mention here is that it is a drawback. But depending on your company and how you're set up there, it might not be a problem for you. We have a, let's say, security breach where each developer is going to have an access to Azure for maintaining this service and also for extending that. Custom user flows could be a bit complex, and this service is not meant for changing a web API calls, which means one web API call to make a secure API call to another service, and for long-running services. That's it from my side. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Bye bye.